Diatomaceous earth in chickens. What's the deal? What is diatomaceous earth? And what's the benefits to chickens? No worries. I had no clue either. We started using DE on our farm a while ago and haven't looked back since. We had a number of Cornish cross chickens which had gotten so large they couldn't clean themselves very well anymore. But like other chickens, they love to roll. To help keep them bug-free, we started offering boxes of diatomaceous earth with regular sand dirt for them to use. And it was a hit. The other chickens loved it, and the amount of mice and lice on them began to reduce. So we were sold. You can find diatomaceous earth in any feed store. But what is this stuff anyway? Diatomaceous earth is the crushed shells of diatoms, or aquatic algae, that have fossilized into substrate in aquatic sites. Those sites are mined, and boom! Powdered diatomaceous earth is born. Okay, that's a very quick boom, but I'm not going to bore you with details. The upshot is that diatomaceous earth is mostly silica, clay minerals, and iron oxide, all good, natural stuff. It's also great to use in your soil since it kills soft-body insects by eliminating necessary oils from their body, causing the bugs to dry out. Yup, kinda gross, but good for your chickens. But first things first. If you want to offer diatomaceous earth to your chickens, you need to make sure it's food grade. Here's the deal. That little food grade label means it's safe for anyone, even people, to eat. Without that stamp, you're taking a chance. Chickens that bathe in diatomaceous earth will likely try tasting it too. As long as you offer food-grade diatomaceous earth to your chickens, it's okay if they eat it. It's unclear whether chickens derive any health benefits from eating it, but at the worst, it'll do nothing. Okay, so what good is diatomaceous earth? Great question. There's a couple answers. Diatomaceous earth is proven to be effective in controlling external parasites on your chickens, such as mites, fleas, lice, and other external parasites that might infest in your feather follicles or your hen's vent. In a study performed by the University of California Riverside, chickens that rolled in a dust bath of sand and diatomaceous earth showed a huge reduction in the amount of external parasites after just a week. Pretty powerful stuff. If you have chickens that aren't laying well, it might be caused by external parasites. So what's the bad news? As great as it is for external parasites, diatomaceous earth has spotty results when it comes to internal parasites. One study performed in Vancouver showed diatomaceous earth is effective in controlling internal parasites, and the chickens were heavier and laid more eggs when fed diatomaceous earth. However, studies in the US have been largely unsuccessful. That doesn't mean DE doesn't work, just that it's inconclusive. The bottom line? I would venture to say we really don't know how effective diatomaceous earth is when it comes to internal parasites. But here's the thing. We know it isn't likely to do anything bad, and the bottom line is that if your chickens are bathing in it, chances are they'll sample it too. They're curious creatures like that. So whether it's effective or not, they're likely getting it anyway. The easiest way to incorporate DE into your coop is by offering a dust box loaded with a diatomaceous earth, sand, or dirt mix. There's really no formula for how much of either to offer, so I go with a 1-to-1 ratio. I found when I offered a box with diatomaceous earth alone, the chickens looked at me like I'd grown a second head, and they didn't use it. So I recommend mixing it with dirt so your chickens get the idea. I first line the box with dirt, then add the diatomaceous earth and mix slightly so the chickens get the idea that it's not just this weird gray stuff. If you plan to offer your DE box in a run, you'll need to remove it when it rains, otherwise you'll be left with a gloppy mess. If you offer it in the coop, then you're golden. Another option, if you don't want to make a DE box, is to simply sprinkle the diatomaceous earth in an area where your chickens already habitually roll. This is a good option for chickens who aren't quite getting the idea of using a DE box or who just prefer a good roll in the dirt. Simply sprinkle DE in their favorite roll area and let them use it at will. The diatomaceous earth will still be effective. While the effects of diatomaceous earth in controlling internal parasites is inconclusive, you can still offer it to your chickens in their feed. An added benefit is that DE is proven to control insects in livestock feed since it dries the little buggers out, and there are chicken farmers out there who mix DE with their chicken feed, especially if they buy a lot of it to store. There's no proven formula for mixing DE in their food. One good option is to simply sprinkle a dusting on their dinner and mix it before offering it to your chickens. The advantage to mixing the DE into the feed is the diatomaceous earth will cling to the feed and your chickens are more likely to get it into their system than if you simply sprinkle it on top. You can also offer it separately. Remember, your chickens will likely sample it as they roll, but if you want more control over the amount of diatomaceous earth they consume, mixing it into their feed is a great option. If you use my homemade organic chicken feed recipe, another option is to sprinkle it on the fodder. It will stick to the wheat or barley sprouts, and your chickens can eat it that way. The effects of diatomaceous earth are still being studied, but with the mounting evidence that it's effective in controlling mites, lice, and other external bugs, it's something you should try in your own coop. I'd love to hear from you. Do you think you'll give diatomaceous earth a shot? Let me know by email or leave a comment below.